Welcome everyone. In the previous videos, we have started the new lesson, that is taxonomy of angiosperm, and we have already dealt with one family, that is Solanaceae. I already said you in this lesson we will be studying about three families. The one is Solanaceae, Fabaceae and Liliaceae. Three families will be studied in this lesson. We have already done with the Solanaceae. We have studied about those vegetative characters of Solanaceae. We have also studied about floral characters. Then we have seen how to draw the floral diagram, and we have also seen how to write the floral formula. Okay, so by seeing that floral formula we can draw the diagram, or by seeing the diagram we can see this, we can write the floral formula, or else just by seeing these characters we can draw the floral formula, as well as we can write the we can draw the floral diagram, as well as we can write the floral formula. Because the thing which we have to remember are the that is most important thing which we have to remember is the floral characters of each family. Floral characters of each family. So vegetative characters also should be remembered, and most importantly floral characters should be remembered, because with the help of that floral characters only we will be able to draw the floral diagram, and we will be able to write the floral formula. Okay, and last but not the least, economic importance is also very important. So we get from this lesson, we'll be getting short answer. One short answer is a must. Okay, in that is in all those three family, you'll be getting between these three families, you'll be getting one short answer and one very short answer. So long answers we won't be getting from this lesson, but we will be getting one definite short answer and one definite very short answer. Okay, one definite 2 marks answer will be getting, and one definite 4 marks answer will be getting. Okay, so from this now it will be asked about the floral characters, or this floral formula will be asked. Floral formula will be asked, economic importance will be asked, floral characters will be asked, floral characters of Solanaceae, Liliaceae, Fabaceae. So it depends. So between in this and in this another very short answer. Last classes we have studied omega taxonomy and this alpha taxonomy. That is also one important answer, very short answer. So from this lesson we will be getting one short as well as one very short answer. Definite questions will be getting. So in the last class we have seen about the Solanaceae family. Now in this today's class we will study in detail about another family, that is Fabaceae family. Okay, the Fabaceae family was earlier called as Papilionidae. The Fabaceae family was earlier called as Papilionoidae. Papilionoidae, it is a family, that is, this is a subfamily of Leguminosae. According to Bentham and Hooker's classification. Bentham and Hooker's is the natural system, example of natural system of classification, and according to this classification, according to Bentham and Hooker's classification, this family Fabaceae, which was earlier called as Papilionoidae, so it belongs to, it is also a subfamily of Leguminosae. It belongs to subfamily of Leguminosae. In this Fabaceae family, we have almost 8,500 species. Approximately 8,500 species are there in this family. This family includes 8,500 species, and we have 450 genera. 450 genera. So this is one big family which consists of many species, many different species are included under this family. So this family consists of 8,500 species and 450 genera. So like this, we have said that we have this 8,500 species are there. So out of that now we will study about a few which are very common, which we use in our day, few which are common one. The first one is Arachis hypogea. Arachis hypogea, we called it as groundnut. The common name we call it as, commonly we call it as Arachis that is groundnut, and the scientific name of groundnut, Mungfali. The scientific name of groundnut is Arachis hypogea. Then we have this Cajanus cajan. Here the scientific it is the scientific name for red gram. Cajanus cajan is the scientific name of red gram. So red gram is also called as pigeon pea. Red gram is also called as pigeon pea. Masoor ki dal, what we say this one. Then we have Cicer arietinum. It is Bengal gram, which is also called as chickpea. Then we have Crotalaria junctia. So that is sun hemp. So these two, that is Cajanus cajan and Cicer, these two are the species from which we'll be getting the pulses. This one, Arachis hypogaea, that is groundnut, we'll be getting oil from this groundnut. Then we have this Crotalaria junctia, which is this that is commonly called as sun hemp. This is the sun hemp plant. The scientific name of sun hemp is Crotalaria junctia. And then we have this bean, commonly we call it as bean plant. Okay, so the scientific name of bean plant is Dolichos lablab. Dolichos lablab is the scientific name for bean plant. Then we have this Dalbergia latifolia. Dalbergia latifolia. This is a plant which gives us timber. It is commonly called as Indian rosewood. Dalbergia latifolia, it is commonly called as Indian rosewood. So from this plant we will be getting the wood, timber will be getting. Then we have Glycine max. So it is the common name for Glycine max is soya bean. The scientific name for soya bean is Glycine max. Then we have this Derris indica, commonly called as petro plant. Phaseolus mungo, moong ki dal, that is black gram. Then we have Phaseolus aureus, we call it as green gram. Phaseolus aureus, that is green gram. Then Pisum sativum, we have already heard this name when we were studying about those principles of genetics. Mendel conducted his experiment on pea plant. So this Pisum sativum, it is the common name of Pisum sativum is garden pea, which we grow in our gardens, that one. And one different name is there, which is for wild pea. The pea which is grown in our gardens, which we grow here, the name of this commonly it is called as Pisum sativum. Okay, and the name of the wild pea which grows in jungle and all wild, that is wild pea, that is Lathyrus sativus. Pisum sativum is the garden pea which we grows in our gardens, and the wild pea which grows in jungle without the care of this man, here that is Lathyrus sativus. So both of them are pea, but this is the garden pea. Pisum sativum is the garden pea and Lathyrus sativus is the wild pea plant. Then we have this Trigonella phonum, fenugreek, which we commonly call as fenugreek. And then we have this Indian sanders as there. So these are the common plants. These are the few of the species which we find in this family. This family consists of all, that is 8,500 species. Out of that 8,500 species, the ones which we commonly use, the plants which belongs to this family, Fabaceae family, these are the common plants which we use. So we have this scientific name as well as the common names, what we call it in our local language, commonly called as. So these are the different species, some of the species which we find in the group Fabaceae, in the family Fabaceae. All these plants, all those, that is pea plant, groundnut plant, all those that is grams, all those grams, all the plants, they are all come under the family Fabaceae. So now afterwards, let us move to this economic importance of this family. What we get from the members of this family. Economic importance means how the members of this family are useful to us. What we get from this family. So we get proteins. From this family we get proteins. So where we get proteins? All this first, that is Cajanus cajan, Cicer, and this Phaseolus mungo, Phaseolus aureus, this bean, all of them, when we eat them, what we get is protein. All the grams are rich in proteins. All the pulses are rich in protein. So this one, this is pulse, this is pulse, so it gives us pulses. So these plant gives us pulses, and pulses are rich in proteins. So members of this, from this family, few members will give us proteins. Okay, and we also get edible oils. We also get edible oils. This Arachis hypogaea, groundnut. We get oil from this groundnut. We get oil from groundnut. And here we have this. We also get vegetables. From this family we get vegetables. Here what vegetables we have? This groundnut is used as vegetable. This Dolichos lab, it is bean. It is also used as vegetable. This groundnut is used as vegetable. This pisum, this pea is also used as vegetable. So from this now we get vegetables. From the members of this family we get vegetables. We get timber. I already said you here. This one, Dalbergia latifolia. The common name is Indian rosewood. So this is a plant. Apart from this, there is one more plant, that is red sanders. Red sanders. These are they give timber. These are timber yielding plants. That is Indian rosewood and red sanders. Both these plants are timber yielding plants. That is, we get timber from it, wood from it. Then we get fiber, the sun hemp. That is Crotalaria junctia. This is a plant from which we extract fibers. With the help of this fibers, we make different things. Okay, then we get dyes. We also get dye also, blue dye and yellow dye. Blue dye we get from a plant, that is Indigofera tinctonia. Dyes which gives color. Dyes are nothing but substances which gives color to the other substance. So here we get the blue dye from a plant called as Indigofera tinctonia. This is a plant which belongs to this Fabaceae family. So from this family we'll get this blue color dye. We also get this yellow color dye, that is Butea monosperma. Butea monosperma, which we get, that is from this plant we get yellow dye. And here, apart from this proteins, edible oils, wood, fibers, vegetables, we also get medicine. We also get medicine. Here this plant, petroplant, Deres indica, it helps in giving us medicines. Then we have all those now. We get fodder for the animals. We get fodder from animals from this gram species and all those plants. Here, this Phaseolus mungo, Phaseolus aureus, we get fodder for the animals from these plants. Also, we get green manure. From this plant we get green manures. Manures are very essential for the growth of the plant because they give nutrition to the plant. They give nutrition to the soil, but plants take the nutrition from the soil. So we also get manure, we get fodder, we get medicines, we get wood, we get fibers, we get vegetables, we get oils, we get pulses. So all these we get from this members of Fabaceae family. So this was all about the economic importance, that is what they are giving us, how they are helpful to us. Okay, so till now we have seen what are the different species which we see in this family, as well as we have seen the economic importance, how these members are helpful to us, in what ways they are helpful to us, what they are giving to us. So we have seen this one. Now let us move to the vegetative characters. Let us describe this family. We have seen the members of this family, what members are there, how many are there, and we have seen how they are important to us. Now let us move on to the vegetative characters. Then we'll move on to the floral characters, which will be followed by floral diagram and floral formula. So coming to this vegetative characters. So I said you, when we describe vegetative characters, we always start with habit. So what type of plant it is, where we get these plants, habitat, where we get this plant. We get most of the species are found all around the world. All around the world. They are found in almost all climate, that is every place we can find some species of this plant, and almost everywhere around the world. And here according to this, what type of plants they are. Some of them are herbs. Some plants which belong to this family, some of them are herbs. That is mostly herbs Then few of the plants are shrubs as well. Few of the plants are shrubs as well. And then we have climbers and twiners. They are weak stem plant. They are weak stem plant. They doesn't stand erect. They can't stand erect. So such plants, those are climbers and twiners are also found in this. So in this a variety is found. We find different types of plants in this family. Okay, we have most of them are herbs. Some of the plants from this family are shrubs, and some of them are trees. Because here this Indian rosewood, it is a tree. It is wood plant. It is a plant which is giving us timber. Red sanders, it is a plant which is giving us timber. So they are big trees. We get wood from big trees. So they are big trees. So in this family we find herbs also. We find shrubs also, and we find some of them are also, that is trees. Some of the species of this family are trees, and few are climbers and few are twiners. Climbers, they are weak stem. They does not have they have very weak stem, so they cannot stand erect. They crawl on the ground or someone with the help of something. Twiners, those are called as twiners or climbers. So we find almost different varieties of plants in this one. Okay, we find shrubs, we find herbs, we find trees, we find climbers, we find twiners. Many varieties are there which we find in this family. Okay, now coming to this root system. These plants show taproot system. The members of the species, members of Fabaceae species, most of the members have taproot system. So the root system is taproot. Okay, now here in this taproot now there are few plants which have nodular roots. For example, this is the root. Okay, this is the taproot which goes deep inside. Then here we have this root hairs and all. So on this root hairs now small thread like structures are present. These are called as root nodules. These are called as root nodules, and we call it as nodular root. We can call it as nodular root because it has nodules on the roots. It has nodules on the roots. We find this type of roots in this Arachis hypogea, groundnut. We have seen this example in this modifications of root where we find nodular roots. So these roots help the plants in fixing nitrogen fixation. These roots, they give shelter to certain bacteria, and that bacteria will provide the plant with the nitrogen, different forms of nitrogen. So basically different types of plants are seen. Okay, and the root system is taproot system, and few plants have root nodules. Few plants have root nodules. Then coming to the stem. Here the stem is aerial. Aerial means above the ground. The stem is aerial, above the ground. Prostrate means lying on the ground, because the climbers and twiners are there, weak stem plants are there now, so they will be prostrating. They will be just lying on the ground. They won't be standing erect. So some will, because these trees are there now, so they will be erect. Okay, climbers, twiners are there, or herbs are there, here they will be prostrating, that is lying on the ground. And here herbaceous, the stem will be herbaceous. Herbaceous, or in some plants it will be woody. In this plant, in this trees, the stem will be woody. The stem will be woody, and herbaceous means green stem will be there. The stem will be green. In woody stems, the stem will be brown. Okay, as most of them are herbs and shrubs, so proper stem will not be, that is the high stem won't be there, long stem won't be there. So smaller stem with the branches will be there. So green stems will be seen. Okay, and here now coming to the leaves of this, the members which belong to the species, the leaves are alternate. That is, the phyllotaxy is alternate. This word we have discussed in the Solanaceae family also. If this is the branch or something, that is stem, here if this is one leaf, another leaf will not be here. It will be here, alternating. Then another leaf will be here. Alternating leaves will, that is, arrangement is alternating. So the leaves are alternate, stipulate, that is they have small leaf like structures at this. From this where they will be arising, they have small leaf like structures here. So the leaves are alternate, stipulate. Stipulate means small leaf like structures will be there here rising. Here base pulvinate, that is here for example from this the leaves are arising now. So here it will at the base it will be swollen, the base will be swollen, the base from there where the leaves are arising, the leaves will be having pedicels, sorry petioles, the leaves will be having petioles. So this is the leaf. For example, if this is the leaf, so this one is called as the petiole. The leaves will have petioles and the base of the petioles where it will be attached to the stem or the branches, this will be swollen. So that is what is base pulvinate, that is swollen at the base, and petiolate, petioles will be present, and the arrangement is alternate, and the arrangement of the leaves is alternate. Now let us see what type of leaf that is some of them have simple leaves and some of them have compound leaves. Some of them have simple leaf, that means here the leaves will be just like this, a big leaf will be there without any cuttings or without any incisions. So this type of leaf is called as simple leaf. Okay, but compound leaf, for example, if this was the simple leaf, they have incisions, it have incisions. Okay, if this is the main vein, so if this incision cuts till here, so what happens, this becomes small leaflet, this becomes small leaflet, this becomes small leaflet, so this becomes small leaflet like. So if the leaf is like this, if the leaf is like this, then this is called as pinnately compound leaf. That is, compound means here it is not just simple, it is like this, it has been, the simple leaf has been cut into small pieces. So this one single rachis is there, and on this main rachis small leaflets will be present. So this is pinnate leaf. Simple leaf, no incisions. So pinnately compound leaf, and the venation, that is the arrangement of leaves, is reticulate venation. That is, for example, here if this is the leaf, on this now the veins will be like this, network of veins will be there. The veins will be in the form of network. So if the leaves have this type of network on the veins, then the venation is said to be reticulate venation. So the leaves show reticulate venation. So this was all about the vegetative characteristics, because in vegetative characteristics we'll see mostly root, stem and leaves. So we have seen what type of roots are there, what type of stem is there, and what type of leaves are there. Okay, we have seen this vegetative characters. Now in the next class we will see the floral characters, and we will see the floral diagram as well as the floral formula. So with that we will be finishing this Fabaceae family. So in this class we have seen what are the different species which are present in this family. Okay, few of the species, and we have also seen the economic importance of the family, that is how they are helpful, how these plants are helpful to us, what they are giving to us, and we have seen the vegetative characters. Okay, next class we will see the floral characters of Fabaceae.